Eamonn Holmes production firm racks up huge six-figure debt in latest blow amid health problems and divorce from Ruth Langsford. Eamonn Holmes production firm has racked up a huge six-figure debt, it was revealed this week. It is the latest blow for the broadcaster, 65, who has suffered numerous health problems over the last few years and has gone through a divorce with Ruth Langsford. His company is £22,850 in debt for 2024, according to Companies House, after a £18,000 surplus. The accounts show Eamonn has creditors of nearly £150,000 to pay and had a £39,173 corporation tax rebate. Some of the presenter's assets have been taken in account, which brings the total debt to £22,850. MailOnline has contacted Eamonn's representative for comment. Last month, Eamonn removed his wedding ring, over a year since his spilt from Ruth. The TV couple shocked fans with their joint statement on May 25, 2024, confirming the end of their 14-year marriage. And while Eamonn has embarked on a new relationship with new girlfriend Katie Alexander, he had continued to wear his gold band on his wedding finger. However, as he hosted a recent edition of GB News alongside co-star Ellie Costello, his ring was noticeably absent from his hand. While the presenter publicly ditched his jewelry for the on-air appearance, MailOnline understands that Eamonn does occasionally remove his ring. Elsewhere, Eamonn delivered a heartbreaking health update on live TV after a frightening fall in the middle of filming his news show. The presenter, his GB News co-star Ellie Costello, were joined by Tim Vincent, 52, and Don Neeson, 60, to discuss the latest newsworthy headlines. Actor Tim pointed out on Breakfast with Eamonn and Ellie that research has shown that exercising can cut the risk of cancer. But as the star explained the research, Eamonn said, "This makes me feel awful because I would have been pro-exercise but I can't move." He continued, "I'm in a wheelchair now. I can't put on trainers, I can't change, I can't go to the showers, I can't do things, I can't stand up. There are a lot of people who are incapable of exercising, and therefore, rightly so, an increase of cancer growing." Tim replied, "Absolutely, and that is an issue that everybody is going to face. You're obviously in a really difficult position. Any exercise I think is going to help, especially for these people who have had cancer once and can get out there." Eamonn has battled a number of health problems in recent years, including a double hip replacement surgery, slipped discs and ongoing spinal problems. In May, Eamonn fell off his chair live on air, shocking his GB News co-stars. As the camera focused on commentator Charlie Rowley at 6:15 a.m., a crash could be heard off-screen and the broadcaster's co-host Ellie Costello exclaimed, "Oh my gosh." Eamonn was then heard saying, "I'm fine, 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 carry on, carry on." A stunned Charlie tried to continue, but the early morning news program cut to adverts seconds later. After an extended 6-minute break, Eamonn returned to screens, joking, "I'm still alive," as he blamed the wonky wheels on his chair. "They're very wonky wheels on chairs we've got here. As a matter of fact, we don't really like the chairs here," he said to his co-host Ellie. "It was a shock for me because I had a fall 2 weeks ago in my bathroom that hospitalized me, and that hit me right in the back. And that hit me again right in the back. Really, really sore, really sore." Eamonn Holmes calls out pop star he hated after surprise meet in dressing room. Eamonn Holmes revealed a secret feud he had with a pop star in a conversation on live TV. An unearthed video from the daily program back in 2024 saw the presenter, 65, sit alongside co-host Ellie Costello and Paul Coit. In the clip, Eamonn opened up about how he used to dislike Donny Osmond when he was a child. He recalled an incident where he met the singer while he was having a nosebleed. Eamonn said, "I have never had a nosebleed in my life, except I did once. It was pouring like a tap, over Donny. It was pouring like a tap and Donny was presenting a program called, I think it was called The Pyramid Game, and he came into my dressing room and I was bleeding and panicking like mad into the sink. And I got this rub on the head and he said, 'Hey buddy, don't worry.'" Eamonn then demonstrated with Ellie what Donny did before adding, "Basically he says to me, 'This happens to me all the time.' He was probably fibbing, but anyway he made me feel very good and I felt bad because when I was 14, I hated him." The trio laughed and Ellie commented, "And he turned out to be really nice." It comes as Eamonn recently did not hold back his thoughts on his former colleagues in the TV industry as he branded them false. The GB News star was joined by co-presenter Paul and tough guy actor Ray Winstone on the latest episode of his podcast Things We Like. During an open conversation, Ray spoke about his time living in Los Angeles and how the artificial buzz of Hollywood ultimately drove him back to the UK. He said, "I couldn't live in LA, it's constant," adding, "Even the guy who puts petrol in your car works in the industry. It's like every 2 minutes, it's all they want to talk about. We talk about birds and football and boxing, they talk about movies. Hollywood and Los Angeles are wonderful places when you're doing all right, but when you're not." Eamonn jumped in to express his dislike for the fake relationships he has found in the entertainment industry. The presenter said in a mocking tone, "I don't like this character, I don't like so-and-so, I like that person, I didn't get on with them." He went on, "That's what the business is based on. I mean, I'm like you, Ray. I get myself into trouble because if I don't like someone, they'll know I don't like them. And there are so many horrible people that you end up with. People say, 'Oh, he's lovely, he's fantastic,'" he added. Sharing his candid views on celebrity genuineness, he said, "If they say to me, 'What's that Ray Winstone like?' I'll say he is lovely and he is fantastic and people will believe me because I wouldn't say it if you weren't, but so many are just false, false, false." While all three men agreed on the issue, they stopped short of naming anyone directly connected to their views. Fresh blow for Eamonn Holmes' telly firm racks up six-figure debt amid divorce from Ruth Langsford. The star split from fellow TV presenter Ruth last year. Eamonn Holmes has been dealt a fresh blow as the presenter's telly firm has racked up a six-figure debt. The Northern Irish star, 65, runs company Holmes & Away, which takes in cash from his broadcasting work. However, The Sun can reveal that the production firm has racked up a six-figure debt. Figures uploaded to Companies House this week show the firm is £22,850 in the red for 2024 following a £18,000 surplus last year. Annual accounts show the GB News host has creditors of almost £150,000 to pay. In addition, he also had a corporation tax rebate of £39,173 paid by HMRC. Eamonn has assets that make up some of the shortfall, which is why the firm is £20,000 plus in the red once that's taken into account. The Sun has approached Eamonn's representative for comment. The former This Morning host, who split from wife Ruth Langsford a year ago, continues to work despite a worsening health condition. The 65-year-old has been experiencing ongoing health issues, including chronic back pain, which he's attributed to slipped discs and a 2022 spinal surgery. Eamonn has also spoken about difficulties walking and reliance on a walking frame or wheelchair. He's also struggled with shingles and has talked about experiencing difficulty seeing, even with his reading glasses. Last month he said he was in pain, even when the sun shines. Sharing a selfie on Instagram, he penned, "Even when the sun shines there's pain. Sometimes I feel I'll never beat this disc immobility, but I'm determined to have a life. So pray for me, help me or get out of the way, social media haters." He is now in a relationship with Yorkshire councillor Katie Alexander, 43. It read, "Ruth Langsford and Eamonn Holmes have confirmed their marriage is over and they are in the process of divorcing." The pair hadn't been seen together for over 2 years, last appearing alongside one another in a skit on Instagram.